How's it going, guys? Welcome back into another video. And today, I don't even know how to start this video. I am just incredibly happy, excited, joyful, just so happy because today we are talking about my most anticipated film of the year. We're talking about The Batman today. As you guys can see, we got the Batmobile. We got a Funko Pop. I'm wearing my shirt that I picked up at Hot Topic last weekend. Yeah, I still shop at Hot Topic even though I'm 23. And yes, we are going to talk about this. I saw it. I went to the fan first premiere that happened on Tuesday night. Saw it in IMAX. I'm so incredibly excited to talk about this film. Spoiler free. We are not going into spoilers because I still know that most of you guys are not going to be able to see this until Thursday or Friday. So it's going to be spoilers free. I will say, though, spoiler-filled review will be out next week on my podcast. So make sure you go over there and check that out. But today, we're doing a spoiler-free review of The Batman. And yeah, I mean, I'm just hey, if you're new, subscribe if you've not already. We hit 1,000 subscribers about a week and a half ago. I'm still kind of incredibly happy about that and so thankful for that. But if you are new and you have not already subscribed, please consider subscribing. I really do appreciate it. But let's get into the review. I think the thing that I need to start this out with is that this film is a work of art. And people say that all the time and they say, but I truly mean that. I'm looking at the camera right now and I'm saying, like, I mean that. Every frame of this film, every sound, the sound design, every word on the script, I mean, it is just a complete and utter work of art. It is a cinematic experience. That is why you go to the movie theaters to see a movie like this. It is absolutely incredible what they were able to pull off. A lot of it done practically from what I have read and done research on, and just what they accomplished, what they made, what they created is so just incredibly well done. It's done with such care. It's done with such passion, and you can feel that. And I really respect that and really liked that because this was an epic of a movie to get through. But it didn't feel that way because you could feel the passion and the emotion and the epicness that was involved. I really loved that, really respected that. Let's start with the performances. There is not a bad one in the bunch. I think Robert Pattinson is the Batman. I think he is one of, if not the best Batman. I had this conversation with my mom on the car ride home. She said, what do you think? Is he the best? I don't know. I gotta sit on it. I gotta think about it. But I think he is incredible as Bruce Wayne. Just brooding and just so good. He's so good. Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman is fantastic. She is a scene stealer. She is incredible in this film. Paul Dano, Colin Farrell as our, two kind of main antagonists are just scene stealers and so damn good. And, I really enjoyed the performances they were able to bring to the table. And Colin Farrell, by the way, is the Penguin. He's unrecognizable. So that's props to the makeup department and the prosthetics and everything that they did. Unrecognizable as the Penguin. Just incredible. Love Jeffrey Wright as Gordon. I think he is fantastic. He adds a lot to the film. And in the end, the city of Gotham is a character as well as the score. But those are the core 5 characters that we see throughout the film, and they are all so incredibly well brought to the screen and brought to life. I mean, really, all so incredibly well acted, and the performances and emotions were all so well articulated that I really, really liked what was brought to the table. Matt Reeves, I will never doubt you, ever. I never did, but I never will, especially with this IP and with Batman. I think we got Christopher Nolan as the last person to take on a solo Batman film, and he did incredible things with The Dark Knight. And you could tell that he really cared, and he took the time and care to make them experiences and cinematic experiences with really heartfelt stories. Matt Reeves, same. I mean, the direction in this film is utterly insane in a good way. Just the shots that are brought to screen, the performances, again, directors going to performances, getting the performances out of the people, and just bringing the story to life, and the decisions that are made with the direction. Just Matt Reeves knew what he was doing. He knew what he wanted to do. He had a vision, and he took it, and he did it to the best of his ability, and it was absolutely fantastic. I mean, I knew, and I said this in a video when we talked about the first Batman trailer that came out over a year ago at the first DC fandom in the height of COVID. I said, listening to Matt Reeves talk about the Batman in the panel that they did before they premiered, again, the very first trailer at DC fandom, I said, I trust Matt Reeves with my life on this movie, because you could tell from the very second he started talking about the Batman in the panel that he did at DC fandom that he cared about it. He knew what he was talking about. He backed it up. He knew his crap. And it showed here. It was absolutely fan-freaking-tastic. I already touched on it a little bit. The cinematography, this is a gorgeous movie. I mean, just the different shots that we got. Siri even wants to talk about the Batman. As I was saying, this film was absolutely gorgeous. Every shot is a painting. And it's not generic shots either. I mean, we see some of these really interestingly composed and different angled shots. We see a few of them in the trailer, but I mean, it's throughout the film, and it's beautiful. And you could take any one of those stills and hang it up and put it on a frame. I mean, just utterly incredible what Matt Reeves was able to bring to camera. Cinematographer, I do not know who the cinematographer was, the director of photography, but they deserve a lot of credit for bringing this to the screen, because again, it's utterly incredible what they did with this film. The action is awesome. This is also kind of tying into the cinematography. I think the action is shot so methodically and so well that you never feel like you're out of it. You feel like you're a part of it. This is not a spoiler because we've seen some of the stuff in the trailers. The chase scene on the the chase scene with the cars and the Batmobile and stuff. Chef's kiss. Just incredible. I mean, buckle up. As a good friend of mine once said, buckle up, because literally, because it's a car chase scene. Just staggering stuff. Just so good. The action in here is kick-ass. I mean, it really is. It's very methodically shot, edited very well. Just in general, so well executed. The score. Michael Giacchino did the score of this film. And holy mother of God, it is. So I will say, originally I wasn't going to listen to the score because it came out before the movie came out. I wasn't going to listen to the score beforehand. I wanted to go watch the movie, and then I would listen to the score afterwards. But I caved. I listened to it a few days before. I listened to the entire thing. It's almost 2 hours long. And that just made me more excited because it's such a brilliant piece of music. It is a character in itself. It drives the story. It is, and it is done so perfectly. And this all goes back to the direction, the vision of Matt Reeves and how he wanted to construct the film. When you need the music to swell, it swells. When you need it to pack a punch, it packs a punch. It is done incredibly well. Michael Giacchino, so good. I mean, he's really one of the best working composers right now. He's in that upper echelon. It just the score is so good. So I mentioned this a little bit earlier. Gotham. This is another thing that I'm going to be highly positive on, is Gotham. I think something that the Dark Knight trilogy kind of ran into that kind of took me out of it for sometimes. And I also want to say I love The Dark Knight. It's like one of my favorite movies of all time. So everyone calm down in the comments with me critiquing. I'm just comparing. But one of the things with like Gotham and like The Dark Knight is you could clearly tell what city it was shot in. You had like Chicago for The Dark Knight. You had Pittsburgh for Dark Knight Rises. Like, it was pretty fairly obvious. You couldn't tell here. Because they shot in so many different locations and kind of melded it and built their own kind of city. You know, I know some of it was shot in Chicago. Some of it was shot in New York. I think a lot of it was shot in the UK. Like, it's completely its own place. It's unlike a city I'd ever seen before, with influences from cities that we know and love. Never once was I taken out of the film by the scenery or by the city or by that. I think Gotham is incredibly well crafted in this, and I'm very excited for the future and to get back in to that world and explore more. The writing, I really like the writing here. Everyone's going to ask me, Jack. Well, actually, I'm not going to say it because that's going to spoil my rating. I'll talk about it after I give you guys my rating. But this is a very well written film. I think it's a very solid mystery story. And the thing I like is that it's not a traditional origin. And we already knew this. So it's not spoilers. We knew this going in. Batman is, Bruce Wayne has been Batman for a year when we meet him in this film. He is established. So it's not a cookie cutter origin. But I think it is written in a way where you can still get those kind of emotional, kind of like origin, kind of emotional packs a punch, while not being the generic, oh, here's the origin of Batman. I think that was written really well. Dialogue was really good. I think it's an incredibly solidly written film. The mystery elements work. I never figured out what was going on, for the better. It was a hard nut to crack. And all the credit in the world to everyone on the writing team. I know that Matt Reeves wrote this as well, and for just crafting a really great story that had emotional value, that had attachment. You got great character development. You hit it all. And look, people may be daunted by the runtime, and this is literally my next point and the last point I'm going to make. People may see the 3-hour runtime and be like, oh my God, the pacing in this is perfect. Never once was I taken out of the film with time. Everything is so expertly placed and written and done so that the plot is pushed forward, the dialogue continues, the story is pushed forward, and you're never sitting idly by. And I really liked that. I really, really liked that. So, in the end, I think this is an incredibly solid film that is perfectly paced with brilliant cinematography and score, expert direction, and really damn good performances. This is an incredible Batman movie. It really is. This is a solid Batman movie. If you're a fan of the character, you're gonna love it. I think it's one of the greatest comic book movies ever made. Honestly. I've only seen it once. I'm going to see it more times. I have plans to go see it more times in the future. Because I'm so emotionally attached to this movie. This is so damn good. Such a damn good movie. But that's all I got to say on my points. Let's get into the point breakdown. Let's see where I rate this masterclass of film. Here we go with the point breakdown. Writing, I gave a 14 out of 15. Performances, I gave a 15 out of 15. Entertainment, 10 out of 10. Entertained the entire time. Direction, 10 out of 10. Matt Reeves, this one's for you. Emotion, 10 out of 10. Cinematography, 5 out of 5. Score, 5 out of 5. I gave pacing 5 out of 5. Technical, which is composed of editing, sound design, set design, costume design, and visual effects, 15 out of 15. A rewatchability of 5 out of 5, and an automatic 5 out of 5 points. That means if you did the math, and this math is not hard to do, I gave The Batman a 99 out of 100. Now you're going to ask me, Jack, and I got a tweet already, why a 99 and why not 100? The writing is not perfect. And this is incredibly nitpicky. But there are a few elements in the writing, a few like little moments or pieces of dialogue that I didn't fully love. But that is incredibly nitpicky when we think about the entirety of the story and what is composed. When I get into a range where I think a film could potentially vie for 100 out of 100 status, I have to get nitpicky. Because for a film to truly be 100 out of 100, it has to be the most perfect of perfect and perfection. So anytime a film is in that range, I have to get extremely nitpicky. So everyone may bash me in the comments. You may think that is completely ridiculous. But for me, the way I rate movies, if something is close, I have to further examine and further nitpick it to make absolutely sure that it is worthy of 100 out of 100. But 99 out of 100 is still pretty damn good. That is it, guys. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Go down in the comments and let me know. What did you think of the Batman? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know why. If you have not seen it, go watch it, then come back and let me know. But I know a lot of you guys went out to see the fan screens. There's another one tonight when you guys are watching this. That's going on, I think, through Cinemark. Let me know what you thought. I flippin' love this movie. It's my favorite of the year, and I don't think it'll be topped. I don't. Babylon is like the only one that I think has any shot of topping it. So, ball's in your court, Damien Chazelle. We shall see. But that is pretty much it, guys. I want to thank you all so much for watching. This has been one of my most anticipated videos to make all year because this was my most anticipated movie of the year. And I am so incredibly excited to continue talking about this movie. I've got more Batman content coming out this next week. I'm going to rank the Batman movies. My podcast is going to come out next week, is going to be a full spoiler discussion. It may just be with me. I may get someone else. We'll see. That's to be determined. This weekend is kind of busy for me. And yeah, we're just going to continue to talk about this movie. I'm going to go see it multiple times. I've already talked with my mom about us going to see it, which will be the first time she's been in a theater since COVID, I believe. So yeah, I'm so excited to continue to talk about this movie. Please comment down below what you thought. Subscribe if you've not already. I really do appreciate you guys taking the time to watch. It means the absolute world. And again, thank you all so much for watching. Have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next video.